1, 2, 3, 4. Palapalooza. Palapalooza. We're talking to you. I'm Palapalooza. Words.
Hello, San Diego. Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast, Palapalooza. This week he talks to Greg from Aviator Stash. Enjoy. God, Dad, you're annoying. Leave me alone.
Mr. Troy.
How you doing, dear?
Oh my gosh. It's a great day here in San Diego.
It's a beautiful year, my friend.
Couldn't ask for a better one.
Couldn't ask for a better year. As a musician especially, it's just going flawlessly, dude.
100%.
Are you at work, bro?
I am at work.
Fuck work. Let's talk about music.
Exactly. I figured, I put in enough work in for today. I'd take a lunch and do an interview. How about that?
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, that's how most jobs are. You put in like a solid 1 to 2 hours, kind of like Office Space, the movie, you put in a solid hour and the rest of the day you kind of dick around. Where do you work?
I work for a company called OES Equipment. So we do construction sales and construction rental equipment. So
we won't tag them in this episode.
Yeah. They're sponsored by OES. If you need rental fencing, rental shitters, rental trailers, scissor lifts, whatever you need, we got it.
There you go. I know you stumble into my brother's work every once in a while. Discount Tires, right? You say what up to him?
Yeah, so we're right there off Miramar, so
yeah.
He's the closest discount tire that I got to me, and it just makes sense to use that facility while I'm at work, I don't have any downtime. I can just have one of my other guys pick me up and drop off the truck, and then I can continue work. So
right on. He just moved to Mira Mesa, but you can still go to Miramar. He'll still hook you up over there.
He went to Mira Mesa, huh?
Yep, he just got transferred, yeah. So anyways, shout out Discount Tires, man. Greg Kellogg, dude. Any relation to the Kellogg dynasty, the cereal?
No, I've always wished,
Fucking A, right?
But yeah, Tony the Tiger is not my father.
But you're still great.
They call me Greg.
There you go. Yes.
They're great.
The last show I had was House of Blues, January 30th with you guys. Was that your last show? Your last normal show?
No, we actually played on the very last weekend you pretty much could play. It was Thursday, the March 12th was when they put in effect 250 people or more could not gather. So basically that was the day the festivals all ended. And we had a show Friday the 13th, March 13th, the day after that, at a place that held about 275 people. So they were like, oh, it's fine. We'll have 250. We'll cut it off right there. So we played that Friday night, and that was pretty much the last weekend as we know it.
Wow, you got in right at the deadline. What venue was that?
Moose Lodge in Oceanside.
Yeah, what a crazy 6 months, 7 months. I'm obviously following you guys, on social media, so I see that, you guys were nominated for your San Diego Music Award. You had that going on. I know that you guys tuned into that. What are your thoughts on the whole virtual San Diego Music Awards? And congrats on your win.
Thank you.
Of course.
I mean, we love going to the event, seeing all the other artists and hanging out. It's just at the House of Blues. It's just so much fun. This would have been our third year partying with everyone, but we just kind of, we have to just think of it, our old memories and how much fun we had the past 2 years. But I'm glad they did a virtual I'm stoked that it did work out. It was pretty clean, I thought. I didn't see, too many flaws. And, something that big and that's going to last that long, of an actual, if you think about it, what was it, about almost 2 hours?
Yeah.
And I didn't really see any technical difficulties except for maybe some on the artist side, as they're signing in or.
Yeah. No, it was clean. It was cool, man. You got to shout out Kevin Hellman and the San Diego Music Awards and everyone involved there. I quickly realized that all the winners were in one virtual room and all the runner-ups were in another room. I caught on to that real quick, dude.
I know. We were kind of wondering that same thing because they gave us like a test run the day before on the Sunday. They were like, hey, sign in and make sure your camera works and audio works. And they gave us like a test link. And I had that little, voice in the back of my head. I'm like, does that mean that we won? I don't know. But
right.
Anyways, it was great. We were so stoked to be nominated amongst all the other great artists in San Diego. And we held on to it again. So 2 years in a row, winning the same Best Indie Alternative Band award, so we couldn't be any happier.
2 years in a row, dude. I would imagine you're starting to get a little cocky, bro, right?
I mean, we talk a lot of smack, but it's all in good fun.
You got to shout out the Holy Trinity, right? Modern History 1 and the Frets and Aviator Stash.
Yeah.
You guys are all boys, and I knew you and Modern History were, but I didn't know you were so close with the Frets, who I've gotten more into within the last year. You want to talk about that sort of relationship you guys have?
It really started probably 2 years ago. I want to say, man, what was the first? I'm blanking on the first shows that we've played. I know we played 710 Beach Club. We played Moonshine Beach, but yeah. We met those guys, and I don't know. It's just some bands you just become friends with, even like outside of music, and you start showing up to each other's shows, even when you're not playing. And that's really what probably does it for us is, we're North County boys, and we'd show up to a show down in San Diego. And it's probably because A, we want to party, and B, because we just actually like hanging out with them. So,
yeah,
we just started a good little relationship with Liam, John, Bill, Cody. They're all just super rad guys, and and they're doing it. They're always making these clean, polished songs. I mean, their last single that they released is just, it's unbelievable what they're able to do. So, love them.
Oh, absolutely, dude. That seems like an appropriate group. You guys are all sort of, I would say you're all unique, but you're sort of in that general indie rock category, I would say anyways. And
sure.
Yeah, you got to shout out Cody, dude. He's killing it, huh? He's sort of the producer of the Frets, right?
Yes, yeah. Cody's a great guy. Sorry to him and his wife. We went over there and broke some stuff in their really nice apartment the last time we were hanging out with them.
When was that? Let's hear specifics.
It was Springboard week. So it was a couple weeks. It was sometime in January. And we were like, hey, let's do a promo video for the show we were about to play together. And it was actually, we were doing a promo to do Music Box, which was a show that we were playing with Modern History of the Frets, us, and Coral Bells.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's do a little promo. And we went over there and started shotgunning beers with our teeth. And I think we broke a lamp, and we broke a little pot for a plant. And I got an earful from now his wife
I saw
at the next little show. She wasn't too happy with me.
Nice. You guys, Aviator Stash likes to get loose, huh? I had you guys over at the Palapa, and Disraeli started the episode off by smoking a little something, chiefing. I mean, yeah, with a name like Aviator Stash, you've got to hold up to the reputation, I think, right?
Yeah, we're just having fun. We're a bunch of knuckleheads that hang out with each other way too much, and that's probably why we make so much music together. So
yeah, talk about that, dude. I know in the last 6 to 8 months you've released a couple singles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Elevator and Hype, I think, have come out during COVID, pretty much, right?
Yeah. So I mean, right at the end of 2019, I think I want to say it was December 28th, we released Hype, and then we released Elevator that same day we played that show, March 13th, Friday the 13th, 2020, pretty much the last weekend on Earth.
Wow, isn't that crazy, dude? Friday the 13th, shit just literally goes to hell in a handbasket.
Exactly. So we had those two songs. We had a good run. We were working in the studio in February a lot. I think we worked full 7 days in the studio, probably right in the middle of February. So we were ready to go. And then all this stuff happened. Studios were shut down. We weren't able to record. We started making up a bunch of new stuff, kind of sending each other, doing the whole quarantine, send each other little clips, and we throw it in GarageBand or whatever program that we had. We did a lot of stuff just recording, myself. I would just take the audio file, I would throw it on my phone, and I would just sing little demos just right there on my phone.
Brand new banger.
We actually made up quite a few songs. I'd say 3 to 4 were just done that way, which is really cool. Something that we hadn't done. And we didn't see each other for, I don't think we played music for almost 2 months. We played on my birthday weekend, which was May 11th. And that was the first time we played a show since the whole shutdown and stuff. So
wow,
it was interesting. I will say, shout out to Jesse Orlando from Modern History, because he was on it. He was calling everyone that first weekend right after we played our last show, and it was like, hey, everything's moving to live streams. We need to. That's where he created Band Together.
That's right.
And
yep.
He was saying, we need a band together. We need a place that will be able to do it. We need a live stream, and we need to do it now. And I talked to my roommate who runs Emerald Age Recordings, and that's where I live and everything. That's our studio. And I'm like, hey, we want to do a live stream thing. And the whole discussion was, okay, when? We're thinking let's set it all up. Let's do it in the next 2 weeks. And Jesse's like, no, let's do it now. So we did it on, I think we did the live stream on March 17th.
That's right.
Boostive, it was either 17th or 18th. It's the Wednesday. We did our live stream. Boostive did it on the Thursday night, and then Fashion Jackson did it on the Friday night. And that was the first week of everyone just being like, what the heck's happening? And we were just right out of the gate doing live streams. So yeah. Jesse was on top of it. He got everyone together. He got Music Box, same but different. Right. Amplified, L-Works. He was running 1,000 miles an hour.
Jesse's a beast, and if you don't know Jesse, he's the guitar player for Modern History. He also runs Garage Mahal, which is really cool. You can check that out on YouTube. But yeah, Jesse stepped up at the perfect time. He sort of predicted what was coming right away, huh? He
did. And the only reason why it slowed down was because we were only doing it with 3 to 4 people production crew, and then just the band. So we were still under 10 people, but then it just became this kind of, everyone kind of got in the shame game kind of thing where it's just gathering at all.
Right.
Was a little sketchy. You didn't want anyone to think that, we're doing something that was, potentially going to hurt others or.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And where was that recorded? I remember tuning into that. Where was that studio? Was that at Emerald Age?
It changed. He was obviously being careful. And so most places, and just the mindset was, you can't have the same place having people in every single night. We need to clean and space it out. So there were a few different spots. Emerald Age, there was actual at Music Box. Studio West for sure had a few of them.
Yeah, so you guys were a part of a really well produced stream right out the COVID gates, man. Do you have any plans for any live streams?
We do. We said no to a bunch of live streams because we were just we would rather just practice and make up new stuff, and everyone was doing live streams, so we're kind of just over it. But our favorite restaurant, Don's Country Kitchen, they hit us up and were like, we want you to play inside of our restaurant and do a live stream. They just started kind of a YouTube series a couple weeks ago, but the guys were playing from their homes and they were just kind of broadcasting it on their YouTube.
Right.
So we'll be the first band to ever play in their little kitchen.
Yes.
And it's just random enough for us.
It's going to be a shit show, bro.
Biscuits and gravy and Aviator Stash. I mean, that's
it. What's the date on that one, dude?
We're looking like October 28th is going to be the day. Nathan Hubbard is he was the drummer of Parker Meridian. He's basically doing the whole stream.
He's handling like the AV. He's producing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's right there. It's like across the street from Tyler's house, so he can literally just skate across the street and jump on his drums, and we'll be playing at our favorite breakfast place.
That's rad, dude. I look forward to that, man. I look forward to seeing you guys doing your thing. I know you had one show, right, on a golf course. I saw you guys drinking some beers on a golf course recently. How was that?
It was great. It was a fundraiser for an organization called Boys to Men. Kids that are growing up without fathers, and it was a full fundraiser. A bunch of people, bunch of businesses and individuals from San Diego playing on Rancho Santa Fe golf course. And man, I tell you, it was so much fun. We had our own little tee box that we played on, and there was 17 bands scattered throughout the entire course, and there was vendors. You had all your beer and food vendors all over the place, and it was a beautiful day. It was just great to be out there playing again.
Yeah, that must have been cool for you guys. Me and my brother, we're big fans, dude. My brother loves you guys. I love you guys. We listen to you guys often. We chat about you guys. And you came up a few days ago, the fact that you guys were playing so consistently, like fucking close to once or twice a week almost. And then boom, March hit. So my point is, this must have kind of been a shock for you guys, for sure, huh?
It was, but I will say we've all agreed on this, which is pretty weird for us. We've told each other, hey, we're going to take this month off, or we're going to take these 2 months off, and we're going to get these songs recorded, or we're going to finish making these songs, or whatever it is. We've told ourselves this for the last 2 years. And we've said no to maybe like one show, like, no, we're taking this month off. And there's just always some kick-ass show that gets thrown into our email. And we send that to the group message, like, hey, what about this one? And it's like, all right, screw it all. We're playing on. I mean, that's just kind of how it's been. So obviously we didn't think it was going to be 7 months of absolutely not playing in front of an audience. But for the first 4 months, we got a lot done and really kind of focused on what we needed to get done. Some of these songs we've had since, we released our last record at the end of 2018, and we're like, hey, we don't even have these songs recorded yet. We need to, we need to polish them up and get it done. So we were able to do that, which, we got seven songs that we're going to release we're kind of digging around with the date, but we're dealing with some artwork right now, and we'll have an EP out hopefully this year.
7-song EP. Okay, so that kind of brings me to where are you recording that, and is it the same spot that you recorded Prescribed?
It is.
Where is that?
Emerald Age, James Page is where we do everything. I was fortunate enough to move into this house about a little over a year ago. So I don't have a very far walk after the sessions now.
Rad. And James Page is sort of the producer or engineer. Does he kind of help produce you guys a bit?
Yes. Engineer/producer. He does it all. Yeah, no, he's a great guy, and we've always loved working with him. And it's kind of been both of us. You know, he works with a lot of people, and it's just really cool to be growing simultaneously. You know, if you listen to the first record to what we're doing now, you know, we're all getting better ears and finding different little tricks as you go along. So
hell yeah, dude, I look forward to it. 7-song EP in 2020 or closer to, I mean, we're towards the end of 2020. You think it's going to be more 2021?
I put out a little post, just like a little teaser saying, like, you know, because the reality is we want to have time to promote it, and we want to get it into the right, you know, blogs or, you know, whatever we want to do with actually, we already have those two songs, Hype and Elevator. Those are considered singles off of it.
Cool.
So we are debating on doing a third single, but I think we're just gonna tighten up and just release it, since it is just a 7-song EP. Get that out there, and right now we're just working on artwork.
Cool.
And then we'll deal with all the advertising and promoting it and getting it pumped up before we release it.
And have you started tracking that? We're in mid-October now.
It's already done.
It's done. All right. When did you finish it?
I would say we have like maybe 15 more minutes of editing, because we're literally like the most nitpicky, as anyone is when they're doing it. We have one song that we're featuring a rapper on. Dr. Savvy is going to be on it, and that's the only thing. We're just kind of finishing up just a few little vocal edits, and we're just waiting on artwork, and then posting it up to CD, baby, and letting it rip.
Yeah, for sure. I look forward to it, dude. 7-song EP, Aviator Stash, coming soon. Talk about it's such a cliche question, but talk a little bit about your writing process, dude. Like, you guys are, you know, a very riff-based band. You know, I would almost say a sort of a jam band, dude. Is that sort of how you guys get started with the guitar riffage, or?
I would say so. A lot of our stuff that we've always done starts off with a jam, and we basically we record all of our practices.
Cool.
And from there, we take it, we listen to it, and you always know right when you played something, like, oh, let's listen back to that, you know, either right now or email the entire group, and that way everyone can kind of take a stab at it when they're on their own. So you kind of polish it up after that. But I would say, you know, from Prescribed, majority of the music was started at our rehearsal, and we just kind of polished it up throughout the next few months and wrote lyrics to it, and, you know, obviously put some bridges or move around the choruses and stuff like that. But
sure.
Yeah, it's very much of a collab, all 5 of us kind of doing it at the same time. It just seems to work really easily and pretty quick when we do it that way. So that's kind of, we don't plan for it. We're just doing a practice usually to play for a show, and we just start kind of going into something new.
That's rad. Yeah, that seems to be a sort of a common denominator from what I've heard, even with huge bands, that songs just flow out, especially the good songs, right? There's a chemistry or something natural there.
Sure.
You know, that's not forced. It just sort of flows, right?
Yeah, our first time not doing that was through COVID. And I would say like us actually sending each other files that would just be a guitar file, and then me putting lyrics to it, and then drums being added to it, and then bass being added to it.
Wow.
Those are, some of the only times that we worked like that. But it was cool because it created a little bit different of a sound, and that's something I feel like all bands are always looking for. They're always looking to take a little bit of a turn. They're, looking for something new.
Right.
And sometimes the creative process, just doing it different, doing it not the way that you're used to writing the songs, that's how you get just a little bit of a different sound.
Totally. Yeah, get out of your comfort zone, right? A little bit.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to, I know we have these 7 songs that are done and ready to go. And those are really songs that we were already working on before COVID. We just had the time to polish them up, edit them through COVID, add a couple new recordings to it.
Cool.
But the songs that we actually made in quarantine 2020, really looking forward to those songs, because it is a little bit of a different twist, and the process was different, kind of broke out of that. We couldn't jam. So
Right. Hell yeah. Yeah, that was going to be my next question. So that will be a new EP, right? Entitled COVID with Stash or something to that effect? Entitled The Shit Show of 2020?
Yeah, our COVID stash.
The COVID Stash. Well, right on. And how many songs would you say you've written applying that COVID sort of strategy of emailing files back and forth?
For sure 3 that we like and will be songs. There's quite a few other ones that just kind of rot in the inbox, and it was like, oh, that was fun. Or it sounds like you worked from home all day and drank a little too much, Yeah.
Totally. No, I get that. You guys can get away with that though a little bit, you can, I don't know how to articulate that, but I compare you guys to the Doors sometimes, a modern day sort of Doors sound. And,
Sure.
But you can get away with sloppy is not the right word, but what am I thinking?
I mean, I think it does have just a little bit of that jam. It sounds like it came from a jam, and then we sharpened it up while we recorded it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
But it comes across a little bit more when we play live.
Right.
We extend the songs a little bit, or we do a little bit of the changes come when we want them to come,
Yeah.
You give everyone all right, right here, or it's cued by a vocal saying or something, and that's when we change. So that's where I think people think of us a little bit, have some jam mentality. We're definitely not a jam band,
Right.
but we can stay on the looser side.
Yeah. And that takes something, man. That takes some chemistry. That's not always easy. To be that comfortable doing that, especially live. So I wouldn't say you're a fish or anything like that,
No, no, we're not that far out. But I think it just comes from the amount of time we spend together and how much we do practice. And, it's us entertaining ourselves as well. We know the priority when we play live is the fans. We do it in our best interest too. Like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's either, there's songs that we've played half of the song and kind of made it into a little medley. And like, hey, people really like this song, but we don't really feel like playing it. So let's give them half of it. Let's get to about the first chorus, and let's go right into another song.
There you go.
And that way they're satisfied, and we're also satisfied too, and can continually entertain throughout that hour set or whatever it is.
Right. Sort of an ADD set list.
Yeah.
I love it. You've released a couple videos for Gimme and Tyler the Beat, correct? Within the last few months?
Yes. Tyler the Beat was like the anime.
Yeah, that was cool, man. Who put that together?
Kind of trippy.
Totally trippy.
One of Tyler's buddies from Portland put that all together. It's not like a guy that does that per se, He just knows how to do it and is a really cool artist. And Tyler hit him up and was like, hey, we'd love to have a video done, in your style. And came through. We were stoked on how it turned out. It was definitely different,
Yeah, very different, dude. Definitely trippy. Like it reminded me of what I would imagine a DMT trip is.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely is very drug influenced. I was a little skeptical on releasing it at first. I was like, we sure we want this? And then COVID happened and I'm like, dude, nothing matters anymore.
Yeah, everything's out the fucking window. Yeah.
Yeah. We're stoked to have that finally out. And then we finally got around to editing the video for Gimme, which we were holding on to for a little while, but we've always really liked that song. It obviously starts off, it's the start track on Prescribed. We were just looking at a bunch of stuff that was unfinished that we could get out there that people have never seen. And, what better than a music video that, puts our faces, in the moving sense where it gives you the glimpse of, oh, they're playing live.
Totally. Yeah.
Everyone's missing that right now. So
absolutely, dude. Music videos are crucial, huh? It sort of adds an extra dimension to the song, right?
100%. 100%.
I'm checking out your YouTube right now. You guys have quite a few videos out. You can YouTube Aviator Stash. Of course, you have the video for Shot Song. Where was that filmed?
That was filmed on the cliffs of Terramar, or technically we call it Warm Waters. It's right there out front of the really nice, beautiful power plant in Carlsbad.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That nice eyesore. But yeah, we were playing right on the cliff on the beach.
Rad. Yeah, I love that one. I think that's one of your older videos, right?
Yeah. We're going to have like kind of a recap of when we did play shows, but it's taken from sequence of pictures. So our buddy Sam Freeman, when he takes pictures of us, he's usually snapping like 5 in a row. So they kind of move a little bit, but they are stilled. And then he put that all into a video.
Oh, yeah.
You got like 10 frames per second. So it kind of has that like stop and go animation kind of thing. And it's just from like, I think it's 3 or 4 of our shows that we did last year. The Wonderfront Festival,
that's
the right. Same but Different Festival. Some of us like in the studio recording Hype and Elevator. So it's cool. It's kind of recaps the good of 2019.
Yeah. Before shit hit the fan. Yeah. You mentioned Wonderfront. That was with a bunch of bands, right? Including, I think, Suicidal Tendencies was on that bill, right?
Yeah.
How was that, dude?
That was probably the time of our life. We had a full trailer backstage. We had our own staff for like golf carting us around the entire festival.
Rad.
Because there are stages all over that entire, whatever you call that area of San Diego.
It was right there on Harbor Drive, right? Right by Star of India?
Yeah.
In that area?
So it was just like, some stages were like a mile away. Yeah, it was great. We were playing on the Tony Hawk Jam stage, so he had the half pipe right there. They were doing little skate demos and stuff. They actually had a band play the entire soundtrack for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 while they were skating, and they just like ran through the entire soundtrack, that's what we were like setting up to.
That's way cool.
Yeah, man, missed those times, right? I was almost, I think it was the weekend before Thanksgiving, so it's almost been a freaking year.
Seems like a lifetime ago, huh? It's crazy to look back even a year ago and just look at how different things are now, right? And like,
yeah.
And, maybe the good that comes from this, I always mention this, but maybe a whole new appreciation for live music and concerts, obviously, right?
You betcha. I mean, no one's doing anything right now unless you have COVID supplies. That's about the only moneymaker right now.
When do you think this shit's going to end? When do you think shows will go back to normal? When do you think Wonderfront is going to come back to San Diego?
I would say outdoor festivals are going to be here sooner than we're going to be playing inside Music Box or House of Blues. for some reason, people outside or in a tent, it just seems like that right now people feel safer and are, if you're practicing social distancing, they're letting that stuff slide a little bit more. But I'm seeing even, restaurants with parking lots. Obviously, we know all the outdoor eating and stuff like that, but I'm seeing more and more places start having bands out in parking lots and, doing little cover charges to come into that parking lot. And it's kind of one of those things, like, you could stand there on the sidewalk and still hear it, but it's almost gotten to the point where it's like, hey, just pay the money, because musicians are totally out of work. There's a lot of different industries that are totally struggling, but the only thing bands have been able to do is play live streams and basically ask for donations. So,
right.
Yeah, the music has totally stopped. So it's cool to see some of these places have some of these balconies or outdoor little areas that they can actually play some music on Saturday, Friday and Saturday nights. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Venues are stepping up and doing streams. I watched the Tower Bar stream the other day. It's sad though, dude. The song "The Day the Music Died" always comes to mind. Someone's got to write a song about the year the music died.
Seriously.
Which it's sad, dude. Do you think it's gonna get back to normal pre-COVID ever?
I believe yes. I mean, eventually. I just don't see it happening anytime soon. I think it's still going to be very underground, and people are just it's going to be the hush hush, but hey, we're doing a 250 person show over here.
Right.
Or we're doing kind of like I don't even want to say like a backyard thing. I want to say like more just like in our back parking lot, but
right.
You can get away with some of it if it is outside and it's under a certain amount of people and they're practicing, 6 feet away. You could get away with playing at a 150 person show. It's just you got to find the right place that's doing that. Or I guess now it's car shows. But
I was going to ask you about that. Have you been to one? I went to Switchfoot.
How was it? Did they just blast out of there just normal PA like as if you were a person there, or did you get like a speaker in your car?
So both.
Okay.
So they have their whole full sound system set up on stage, and it's also pumped into an FM radio station.
Okay.
So you could do either or, and it was pretty well produced. It was well done. I mean, it was high-re and Switchfoot, a little bit different, obviously. You're in your car.
Yeah.
Cars would like honk and flash their lights instead of applause, bro. I mean, it's like the year of optimism, dude. We're trying to make all this work, and we're trying to have like the right mindset and a positive sort of outlook on it, but it's all fucking weird, dude. There's really there's no getting around it, and it's all not normal, and it's all really not good.
No. It really isn't.
It's just not a good thing to have this much stress throughout this year with everything going on, with all the bullshit politics and no music. It's like, what the fuck, dude?
It's almost like we were silenced for this election, like no music to influence anything that is happening right now.
Holy shit, I know. I always say that if you're a conspiracy theorist in 2020, you must be going nuts.
Oh my goodness, I could not even imagine. Already people can't even sleep just because of what is this year. And if you're all wrapped up in conspiracies, man, you've probably been up for 7 months or you're already in a mental hospital.
Right. I mean, dude, I would believe nothing surprises me this year. Nothing could surprise me. No. Trump getting COVID?
Yeah.
Yep. Big deal.
Yeah.
Trump hospitalized for 3 days?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 2020. Big deal.
Pretty much, that's kind of one of the things when I was kind of teasing people about, should we release it in 2020 or should we release it like on January 1st at 12:01, like literally the minute 2021 hit. Should we release it then?
That would actually be kind of funny for a marketing perspective. Just celebrate the end of 2020 with Aviator Stash with our new album.
Maybe we will just write a song just specifically about that and just say, like, it's a new year. We're a minute into it.
Yeah. And on the other hand, I think it's a good time for people to have music, new music, and people have the time to listen to it. So there's arguments to release it in 2020. But regardless, bro, I'm going to listen to it. I'm stoked for it. 7 new songs coming soon. Shout out to James Page and Emerald Age Studios.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan. You know this. Thanks for playing the shows too. You mentioned taking every opportunity, and I have to shout out that you've taken a couple of punk rock shows in the last year, dude. So props.
Well, thanks to you. Ever since we met you, we're like, hell yeah. That last time we were on, you're like, would you ever want to do a punk rock show? Hell yeah.
Fucking let's do it.
I was going to say, we met some really great people, and, I think we've even shared fans over those shows, so it worked out, Our fans enjoy your guys' stuff, and I think it's vice versa. And, I mean, the main thing is we're all having fun, and we kind of fit into that little bit of more energy type side that the punk rock scene provides. So,
oh, absolutely, dude. We got so much good feedback from your set at House of Blues and at Legacy. We got to shout that out. That was almost a year ago, dude. Our Halloween show.
I know.
We were all dressed up at Legacy, and that was good turnout. A fun night. Legacy Brewing.
Crazy, a year ago.
Yeah, different world. Fucking different world. Straight up.
We should be able to do it though, right? Because everyone will be wearing a mask for Halloween.
I know. They're talking about canceling Halloween, and I'm like, bro, Halloween, it's the holiday when you wear a mask.
Cancel Halloween. What? Okay.
Yeah. Unreal, bro. Unreal. Well, right on, big guy. Anything else? You got videos out. You got a couple new singles out within the last year. You got some new music coming soon. I look forward to it. It's nice to catch up, dude. Shout out to the San Diego music scene. Anything you want to say?
All I got to say is hopefully the next time we do this, we're all together with all the boys, not just doing a phone conversation. But I do appreciate the support that you've given us, and man, let's just hope things get better. That way we can do another Aviator Stash Plays a Punk Rock show.
I'm thinking about having bands in the backyard, dude. So I'll reach out to you guys if you want to do a live stream, maybe towards the end of the year or something. We'll talk more about that. One word in closing to summarize 2020.
Shit.
Perfect, bro. Absolutely brilliant. Dude, Greg Kellogg, singer of Aviator Stash. Pleasure catching up, brother. I'll let you get back to work, all right?
Hell yeah. Thanks, Troy. Appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
There you go. Thanks for your time, Greg. Check out Aviator Stash on all platforms. Check out their new videos on YouTube. And expect a new 7-song EP soon from Aviator Stash. Thank you so much for listening, San Diego. Wish you guys the very best. Stay sane, stay healthy. We'll see you next year.
I don't want any part of this, but I'm sold. You come over to me, you comatose by sin, physically overemphasizing in pose. But there's something that you said to me that weakened up my mind, and I gotta let you know that you're cold. You took your shot before I took my shot. I never heard your glass go. Shot before I took my shot. I never heard your glass go. You slide over to me like you slid over to him. my shot. I never heard Joe Glasgow. You took your shot before I took my shot. I never heard Joe Glasgow. You took your shot before I took my shot. I never heard Joe Glasgow. You took your shot before I took my shot. I never heard Joe Glasgow. You took your shot before I took my shot. I never heard Joe Glasgow. I never heard Joe Glasgow.
1, 2, 3, 4. Palapalooza, Palapalooza. We're talking to you. I'm Palapalooza.